everybody, welcome back. October 8th, cold front just blew in. I'm gonna make this intro short because there's deer all around me right now. I'm sitting behind my house on like an oak flat. Acorns are dropping like crazy. I got one, had a couple to my right here. I'll try to get some footage. Should be a good evening. There's 4 deer up on the hill there, so I'm guessing they're just eating acorns. Slowed down a little bit, but I know there's deer still around. Good. Something I want to make sure I'm including in all my hunting, videos of hunting is the strategy of where I'm sitting and why. I mean, being behind my house, there's other reasons why I'm back here, but the main reason is all the oaks here are dropping like crazy. It seems to be like that across the U.S. in general. So, something you gotta take advantage of. So, because a lot of the ag fields around here are picked or getting chisel chopped and plowed, so acorns are a pretty good food source. So, food source is the strategy for this hunt in particular. See what else we see. The big stuff shows itself at last light. I'm not able to maneuver the camera over to my right here, but there's a pretty big doe. I would have shot her if she would have stayed there for probably another 3 seconds, but I didn't expect them to come from my freaking neighbor's yard. That's where they came from, and my wind's blowing that way because I thought that'd be a good place to blow my wind, but she was already spooky coming down, and when she crossed into that lane, she was broadside, probably like 18 yards. She's trying to shoot how you should, more of a surprise break. Don't rush it or punch the trigger or anything. She was kind of spooky to begin with, but I was really close to sending it, and she full-on winded me. But, I mean, that's expected. My wind's blowing that way. I swear they always come from the way you don't want them to. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this evening. Definitely closing time. That was crazy. 2 really close. One was very close opportunity. I was at full draw on that doe, but you know, when they come from the place you don't expect and where you're blowing your wind, not much you can do. And then had another doe come right on the trail here. She was getting ready to step out in the open, and freaking squirrel broke a branch and it fell to the ground, and it freaked her out and she left. So funny. It's like it just wasn't meant to be tonight, which is fine. You know, I'll see if we can get back out tomorrow. Until then, I'll see you. Welcome back, everybody. It is Sunday, October 12th. Pulling a little last minuter today. Had a lot of things to get done around the house, and then watch the Steelers beat the Browns. Then decided, hey, I guess I might as well get out and see if I can put a doe down this evening. Yeah, I'm just sitting down in this bottom behind my house, and always seem to have good action here. There's a decent amount of oaks still dropping here, especially on the gas line in front of me. There's always a ton of acorns on that gas line, so I'm sure at some point the deer will come out there, and usually they end up feeding down towards me and then heading out to the big field owned by the neighbors and then onto the ag fields after dark. But most of the time they bed right on the neighboring property, unfortunately. That's just how it is. So yeah, I like to catch them coming off the neighbors and onto my land and my neighbor's land and such. So yeah, let's sit tight and see what they see for the evening. Alright guys, well, here she is. We're on the board. Reason I didn't put any of the recovery really in it was it was a tough shot. As you can see, the first one here, pretty high. You know, I noticed that my what do you call it? Safety strap harness. I set the tether length a little too short, and I had to stand in order to shoot her because she came out to my right, and my camera arm was blocking my initial shot. So had to stand, and whenever I stood and pulled back, I could feel the tether of the safety harness here just pulling and trying to pull me back, and I think it made me flinch and hit her just a little too high. And you know, she ended up, you know, rolling around, and I ended up hitting her right here, a lot lower, and you know, the arrow went in like that, and she expired really quick after that. So never happy on, you know, making a bad shot, but at least I was able to follow up, and she didn't suffer for hours and hours and hours, you know, with something like this. I don't take this stuff lightly, guys. You know, us as hunters, we have a responsibility to end animal suffering that we decide to take an opportunity at as quickly and humanely as possible. So, but I am happy to be on the board. You know, I think this was a little bit of a lesson learning for me. You know, so I'm gonna get her gutted out. I'm gonna bring my quad down here because I'm too lazy to drag this thing out, and we will have fresh meat in the freezer. She's not a terribly big doe, definitely not a fawn. I'd say she's second year doe, something like that. So yeah, but fresh meat in the freezer because we are almost basically out. So I'm excited about that. I appreciate everyone watching. Please drop a like and hit that subscribe button too, guys. It really helps me out. With the deer on the board, everyone out there, be mindful, shoot straight, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.